Look, I'm over here just trying to wait patiently for the Nintendo Direct, but meanwhile, the game industry is going crazy. We've got an awful new policy trying to sabotage developers and that could dramatically change the indie scene and the entire game industry scene if something is not reversed ASAP. Plus, a Switch competitor entering the fray from Apple. Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. Let's break it down for you right away. We're kicking it off with the Apple interesting gaming explosion. There's a lot of panic and discourse right now going around. Let's figure it out. What's up, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Let me know your take in the comments down below. Hope you're having a fantastic day and hope you're ready for that Direct on Thursday. But first, Apple's iPhone 15 press conference was today. They announced a new watch, they announced the new phones, they're titanium, they have an action button, they use the dynamic island, USB-C charging is in, but in the shocking development department, iPhone 15 is going to have native versions of Death Stranding, Resident Evil Village, Resident Evil 4 Remake, and Assassin's Creed Mirage. Those are the games that typically you might get like a dumbed down iPhone version for, or they'd say, hey, use some streaming software, some sort of gaming cloud to play it on your iPhone. But this time Apple's going for the jugular. They are actually having native versions of these games on the phone, and it made people instantly be like, oh my gosh, is this going to be better than the Switch 2? Is this going to take out the Switch 2? It has dynamic ray tracing, hardware-based ray tracing. It's a powerful chip, and they're looking to run some pretty spiffy-looking games, with Assassin's Creed Mirage getting a slightly delayed launch in 2014, and Resident Evil 4 Remake, Village, and Death Stranding coming this year, 2023. I think I just said 2014. No, we're not going back in time. I meant 2024. But these are big games that Nintendo Switch could never dream of running, unless it tried a cloud version, in which case it's basically just cloud gaming at that point. It's not actually running on the Switch. So this is a beefy, strong iPhone, and it should make you excited, not worried. The idea that Apple's iPhone is going to be a competitor to Switch 2 is silly for a bunch of reasons. One, nobody wants to pay or is used to paying $60, $70 for a phone game. That's what they'll charge for these native versions, and nobody is going to want to pay that. Two, the screen is way smaller, the form factor is way different, and you will need a controller if you want to make this work. They did not go into details about touch controls or if that would even be possible, but I guarantee you, to have any success playing a game like Assassin's Creed Mirage on your freaking iPhone 15 Pro, you're going to want one of those attachments, a controller, and you can sync like a controller you already have, say a PS5 controller. That's nice, but then why wouldn't you just play it on your PS5? Well, if you want to take it on the go, I can understand that, but are you going to want to trash your iPhone battery by playing Assassin's Creed Mirage on a small screen? Everybody wants to get in on this, right? PlayStation has their Portal, trying to be an at-home Nintendo Switch. Apple now wants to be a Switch on the go. You've got all these portable PCs like the Steam Deck, ROG Ally, and Lenovo Go. Everybody is going to try to take a piece out of Nintendo Switch's pie, but I don't think anyone's going to do it. Instead, it should make you excited that, hey, big games like this are going to be running on an iPhone, and big games like this are going to work on the Switch too. We've already heard about the Matrix Awakens UE5 demo. Unreal Engine 5 games can work on Switch 2. It's going to be a miraculous chance for so many ports, day-and-date ports, multi-platform titles, and whether they look as good as the iPhone or less good, just know this. Nintendo Switch 2 will probably cost $400 to $450, and the iPhone 15 Pro costs like $1,100. It's no contest. You're talking about less than half the price, a far bigger screen, better battery life, and you don't need to buy an attachment and a controller when you might already have a console that uses that controller, so why wouldn't you play the game there? Oh, also you'd have to double dip, because if you wanted to play AC Mirage on PS5 but also on your phone, that's a native app, you got to get it twice. This is not going to cut into Switch at all. This is not even really targeting Switch. It's trying to get in with the Switch, but in no way is this going to be a competitor to Switch. If you see that language out there, it's just trying to get your attention. This is not going to affect, compete, or take away from Nintendo Switch. It's kind of cool, but in my opinion, it's also kind of pointless. I don't really think many people are going to specifically want to play these kind of games on their phone at that price with this kind of accessory. But maybe if you don't have a Switch, you've never done anything portable, and you don't like to rely on sort of cloud-based gaming, I guess there's like a small use case, but I think this is going to be very niche, even more niche than the Steam Deck, which, hey, Steam Deck didn't crush the Switch at all. Switch still doing just fine. But let me know in the comments down below if you're interested in playing any of these big games on your iPhone. It's a cool list of games, some really awesome titles, RE4 Remake, RE Village, amazing games, and AC Mirage seems to be calling back to the OG ACs. Not Animal Crossing. Not Animal Crossing. That's another thing the Switch has. Exclusive games and a ton of indies, but maybe not as many indies if this policy lasts. So I figured we wouldn't have time to talk about this because tomorrow is going to be the Direct announcement. Thursday's the Direct. So let's get into it right now. Unity is one of the major engines for games, all right? You got Unreal Engine and Unity. Unity, very popular, especially amongst the indie scene, and they're trying to tank their own product. They're trying to reap all the money from the developers in a ruthless move that is unlike anything we've ever seen. So basically what's going on here in simplistic terms is Unity wants to start charging per install fees to game developers who use Unity after they reach a certain threshold. And that threshold will be $200,000 for Unity personal users. Once they clear $200,000 in sales, boom, a 20-cent per install fee kicks in. Now, we've already seen a Switch game speak up about this. Another Crab's Treasure is supposed to launch next year. I think that game looks amazing. Crab Dark Souls, yeah, baby. I love the art style. I love the mechanics. I love the theme, and I love the genre. I love that it's a goofy Souls-like instead of super serious medieval Souls-like. But they've already come out and said, like, this sucks. We're on Game Pass, we're on Switch, and they wanted to charge every single install. Oh, wait, this gets worse, though, because Unity has confirmed that if a user uninstalls and reinstalls the game, that's 2 installs. If they uninstall, reinstall, reinstall, 3. If they install the game on 2 different computers, like if you've got, I don't know, a laptop and a PC or a PC and a Steam Deck, 2 different installs. And demo installs will count as well. So if you're trying to offer a free like Steam Next Fest demo and you get all these installs, once you reach your 200K, boom! It's a lot of money that you're going to have to fork over. And this could jeopardize developers and their earnings, which is really crappy. Now, Unity also said that sort of charity bundles and things of that sort will be exempt from the fee. Yay. But they're still getting very greedy. And we've never seen something of this scope or style where they want to take a fee just for using their engine, and that fee apply not just once, not just off a total, developer package, but every single install in a system that could theoretically be used and abused by angry gamers to tank an indie dev. Imagine if somebody got a change.org thing going on, what are those called, a petition, and they're like, this dev, we hate them, they didn't give us enough content, so uninstall, reinstall, over and over. Let's have a script that just automatically uninstalls and reinstalls, and now we're going to charge them thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars just for no good reason. This is a really horrible idea and a really horrible plan. And it's even worse for free-to-play, because free-to-play, there's not even a cost. You're not even getting money off of that game, except, I guess your microtransactions. But install-wise, people could just install that millions of times. And they say that if you work with Unity and some of their other features and other software, you'll get discounts and sort of kickbacks. But what if you don't want to? The idea of making game developers jump through all sorts of hoops is silly. And what this is going to do is just kill Unity. They have a few days to reverse course, and I bet you they will. Because we've already seen a tweet from an Among Us developer saying, hey, with the amount of installs we get, it would be cheaper just to pay people to go and port the game to a different engine and not deal with Unity at all. So Unity, in an effort to increase their profits, is going to sink themselves unless they about face. And frankly, I believe that they will. I think the outpouring of disgust and is going to really shake their executives who greenlit this plan. Whatever board members or CEO said, we need more money, find a way, well, they're going to wish that they didn't, because this new runtime fee is a horrible idea and I don't see it flying through. If it does somehow make it through this week, make it through this month, it'll kick in on January 1st, 2024, and I bet you a ton of developers will stop using Unity. except those that can't because they've trained on Unity. They're smaller developers, they're little garage type studios, the few people, and they can't make the Switch, they can't afford the Switch. They have to just now face off in a very difficult playing field with an even more difficult dilemma. Maybe they don't reach the $200,000 threshold, maybe they are able to avoid the fees, but regardless, we should not be punishing people for using Unity and punishing them for their game doing well and punishing them for having success. We also should not be trying to take money away from indie developers who, despite some games selling insanely well and reaping huge monetary rewards, many don't make it that far. Many are already really up against an uphill battle and a lot of obstacles, and this new Unity install fee thing sucks, and the fact that it's easily abused is just downright stupid. Letting gamers uninstall, reinstall to charge a fee when we know how nefarious the internet can be at times is just so bad. So bad. So I hope Unity changes this. I really think that they will. I don't think they want their engine to go the way of the goodbye. Unreal Engine 5 is already becoming quite popular, and we're seeing that they're making a lighter version to run on things like Nintendo Switch 2, and everybody will just use Unreal and some other engines if Unity decides to follow through, but fingers crossed they don't. Let me know what you think about this whole debacle. I don't want to see Switch games have to redo things, get delayed, canceled, not work out, not profit for the creators that pour their heart and soul and lives into these projects. So hopefully it changes soon. The iPhone 15 might be changing the kinds of games it can house on its app store, but it's not going to change the Switch, and that's the good news. So until next time, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Let me know your take in the comments down below. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Love you lots. SwitchForce out.